audio. My argument to that is, I feel like if we were already in hell, and this is personal experience, anecdotal, no data or anything like that, but like, I don't know about you and your relationship with your wife, but I physically can't imagine living without her anymore at this point. You know, like, obviously we have our issues and bickers and gripes, but like, I'm the most content and happy I've ever been, and although eventually it will end, I feel like you, I feel like you wouldn't be allowed to be happy and content for as long as I have if we were in hell. I don't feel like it would go on that long. I feel like there'd be too many quick cuts, you know?
I mean, but if people got too unhappy, then it's just constant.
Yeah,
then it would just be a quick end to the cycle. Instead, it's milked. It's over years and years. Instead of just ending it, you have 20, maybe 40 more years of on and off suffering and pain.
All I'm saying is, if this is hell, then it's not that bad for me. That's all I'm saying.
Well, now Lucifer's gonna be like, "Oh, you don't think it's that bad? Okay, fine."
Oh, you don't think so?
The DM above is going to be like this.
The dungeon master above.
How's that, Nate? A little better?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever seen The Good Place?
Yes, I freaking love that show. That's such a good show.
It'd be kind of like that. No.
Yeah.
Like you just get fucked with your whole life.
I feel like. Yeah. Well, we can leave it at that. Let's go ahead and get on to D&D. Interesting conversation. Those of you who are joining us now, and by that I mean that one fucker who watches almost everyone, but no one else. Which is probably Nate, actually. I didn't think about it. Yeah, we usually do a little pre-ramble before sessions where we get out all of our conspiracy theories, bickers and gripes and everything, so we can hone in on D&D a little harder.
I mean, what I said wasn't really conspiracy theory.
Not too bad. Very tame compared to usual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So what we're gonna do as we start today's session is we're actually gonna do a little bit of a flash cut, not like days or anything, but like an hour or two. We're gonna cut.
I was hoping for another 6 months.
4 upgrades.
We're gonna jump forward about an hour. So today's session is gonna start. The greenskins outside have already Amish camped their way up, and gotten set up for the day or however long they plan to be there. The Trajoni orcs have mostly stood down. The walls are still heavily manned, but most of the cavalry has been pulled back inside the gates. The party, I know Merrick is going to be in the council for war. I know Elias is probably going to be where Doro is. Kaylin is currently in the infirmary and being looked after. Would you be there with her, or would you be in the council?
I would probably be in the council.
Okay.
And to make Doro feel better, I'll be with Caitlin.
Okay, that's fair. I like that. It's a good switch. Okay, so we're gonna start off in
Merrick's deafened. He's been deafened since the beginning.
There he is.
Good job.
Okay.
Attention, motherfucker! I swear, fucking God.
He's watching
I was watching the screen.
Inception.
Yeah, there was this great show on about Dungeon Idiots, so I was watching that.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So
great.
That's so funny.
Great, yeah. At some points it can be considered great. Some points.
I personally like the ramblings before and after the sessions.
Thanks. All right.
Yeah.
That's the most rewindable parts.
So we're gonna go ahead and pick up where Mr. McKnight is in the infirmary. Currently, Kaylin is only waking up just enough to kind of eat, drink, go to the bathroom here and there, and sleep. That's literally her whole existence. Most of the exhaustion has worn off her face. You know, her eye sockets and the bags have kind of receded, and her gauntness has filled back out. No longer malnourished, dehydrated. She's just. It seems like her body is still heavily taxed by something, and as you kind of stand by and kind of watch over her, there's currently an elderly Trajoni orc woman kind of hovering her hands up over Kaylin in various places, displaying like a bluish magical energy on them. So.
I see. Do I know what this is from being a cleric, or this is more magic than
It's, I mean,
religious?
it's definitely more magic than religion, but you have, I mean, cleric is just a magic man, let's be honest, with a different source of power. So, I mean, I imagine this person would have told you upon meeting you and kind of going over that this is more of kind of a diagnostics kind of thing, trying to figure out what exactly is going on and why she is still fading in and out of consciousness so often.
Can I try and assist or pray to my god to...
The god of death?
Yeah. He would know what's going on. He deals with death all the time.
Can you fix this issue for me? Yeah, sure. Dead.
Yeah. There's a lot of echo.
No more issue.
Yeah. Do me a favor, Brandon, you speak.
No, why? Why do you want me to speak? Is it because you find my voice so amusing, funny,
Turn on
attractive?
Turn on standard.
Turn on
Yeah,
standard, not crisp.
That's what I was thinking too. Give me 1 second.
Listen, I know you're in the Navy, but I don't swing that way. So, but you know, it's okay. I support you, and I'm willing to let you have one shot. That way, you know, you can just get it out of your system.
Steve?
Now do your voice.
Steve,
Yep.
do me a favor
Can you
and
hear me?
speak.
Yeah, I can speak all you want. I can open my mouth for you. I can. Okay.
Whoa.
What? Just
Do the
just
voice.
talking.
Do the voice.
Hi, hello,
Yeah, you're good,
welcome,
you're good.
welcome. Okay, yeah, that's a little volume test voice.
You mean his normal voice?
Yeah, I get it. I'm high pitched and nasally. All right. Fuck you. Okay, so yeah, you would know that this is a diagnostics practice. Basically, it's basically not using a spell specifically. It's pouring spell energy and making an Arcana check to kind of see if she can find any lingering magical issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is she finding anything, or should I also assist?
You could ask to assist.
Oh, would you like some help?
I suppose that this would not be a terrible thing. Do me a favor and hold your hand on pour spell energy right here on the nape of my neck. I will be able to channel it and do this more effectively.
Oh, of course.
Did anyone else hear him cut out when he said "of course"? And he was like,
Yeah.
"Of course."
Who cares?
So basically, I just need you to sacrifice a spell slot of your choice, depending on how much energy you would like to put in there.
What time is it of the day?
What time is it in the day? You guys arrived here about midday, been about an hour, 1 o'clock.
Okay. I'll spell 6th level.
A 6th level. Wow. You watch her. Oh God. Okay. A little much. Pull back.
Pull back.
Pull out.
Take it out.
Yeah. You
I
kind of
get the reaction a lot.
see Raiden back hitting.
McKnight's voice deepens.
See Raiden back hitting.
Just about half as much. I guess I won't do a 6. I'll do a
third.
4 or a 3.
Yeah. Yeah. She kind of. Okay. And you watch as like the spell energy coming off of her hands, that bluish glow brightens, and you can watch it react with something around Kaylin's body. You see like a black smoky energy come into play that wasn't visible before. And you can see like this diagnostician kind of figuring it out, like learning where it stops and ends, how long it's been there, what effects it's having on her, all that good stuff. And after a few minutes, she kind of cancels what she's doing. Okay, we figured this out. This is not as bad as it could be. So basically, she has lingering energies all around her essence. It'll take a few months for it to completely dissipate, but whatever had a hold on her no longer does. But whatever had a hold on her really had a hold on her. It was a tight grip, but it is dissipating slowly.
Okay.
She should be fine after some time spent recovering.
Would a greater restoration help with this?
Or is this not curing? You would not be curing an ailment. This isn't an ailment necessarily. Most effectively would be to cast dispel magic, but that runs the risk of damaging her essence, because it is so closely tied together. A lot of people don't know, but our essences are, in a sense, magical. So if you're able to directly affect this energy, you would directly affect, or you would indirectly affect her essence.
Can I do, I guess, like a check to see if I could really zero in on
Give me a
this
Arcana.
check? Okay.
Yep.
Boy, 20.
Dirty or nat?
20. Dirty. Yeah.
Dirty.
18 plus 2.
Not bad. You can kind of, so with that check, you can understand what she's saying is very apt. Very apt description of what is happening, and she can see what she's saying is right. The very edges of the energy are fraying slightly, and you can see it's starting to come apart slowly around, and it will eventually dissipate entirely on its own, but you don't think you have the specific skills to cut into this.
Okay.
And it would probably be safer to let it go away on its own. But you do know for a fact she's telling the truth, and Kaylin will be fine.
Okay. So there's no way to do like a mixed spell of a greater restoration and dispel magic, so I can kind of like keep it together, but then also get rid of the thing?
No, you don't have this. You're a better healer than she is, but this isn't necessarily healing.
Okay.
This is affecting magic itself, kind of thing.
Damn. Alright. Are you mind link still?
You have 1,000 feet. You're definitely in range.
Okay. Then I'll let Dora know. Or I'll let Merrick
No, and
know
then he'll
to
let Dora know.
let Dora know. Do a little telephone.
Yep. Okay. As this is happening, we're gonna cut back over to the council. So this is in the main hall where dinner would have been served to you guys while you were staying here. Different table though, a more octagonal table as opposed to a long rectangle. Currently at the table is the queen, flanked by Barty, Doro, Elias, Merrick, Tom, the green skin, Polo standing behind Doro, mimicking Barty, and a few I'd say 3 higher up members of the Trajoni court and 1 other greenskin, specifically the very small greenskin who guided you to the camp originally on the side of Tom. That is who is all currently at the table. Right now, what is being discussed is it's pretty much a big argument between the queen, the 3 nobles, Tom, and the little greenskin that you still haven't got the name of. Basically, the argument is going along the lines of, well, we've agreed to fight together, but we can't decide on who takes the front, who does what, who goes where. That's basically the argument going on right now. So, yeah.
Who would have the most like battle?
I mean, I would assume
Like,
the greens would. The greens. Wow.
They're both orcs. They're both orcs.
Yeah.
It's just different kinds.
Yeah. I just felt a little weird saying
The
greens.
a little racist, but
It's a little fantasy racism, definitely.
Dor's a little racist against orcs.
I'm guessing you gave him like a side eye when he said the greens. The greens.
The greens. I would assume that they take the front.
They're definitely arguing for the front. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the argument? They don't like each other. Is that the only reason why they're arguing?
That definitely has something to do with it. It's not the only reason, but it's definitely like, there's definitely like a dispute between the queen's not necessarily arguing so much. She's chiming in with information here and there, but the nobles of Trajan are mostly the ones arguing the point, saying that they deserve the front because it's the honorable position, and the greenskin orcs are arguing it because they want to get into the fight first.
The
Why not
greens
just have 2 fronts?
don't have magic. I think they should be in the front, right?
Do you say that?
Yeah.
You say Tom gets up. Fuck you! That is what I've been saying the whole time. That is it. We smash things. We can't shoot and do the fancy beats with twinkle toes. We smash. And then one of the Trajoni nobles. Yes, you will smash your way all the way to your death. Then we will be out an army because you have no discipline. You are worthless in terms of charging forward with any sort of strategy. We've seen your kind before on the battlefield. And then
So what would they do then? You want them to just go sit?
My argument is we should be on the front lines. We should be leading this fight. We should not be cowering behind our
But you have magic. You can hit
Yeah.
them from
Okay.
far.
So
They
what
can't
are they
that.
gonna do? You're gonna be out an army either way if you don't let them fight, and they can only fight up front.
You can hit from far. They can hit from.
Make a persuasion check. Is that what you just said? Fuck.
I helped him. Can I? Can you
Yeah,
do that?
yeah, he can do it in advantage. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. 1 and a 2. I got a 2. I have
Billy,
plus
you
2.
do not know what you are speaking of. You may be the hero of
I pull the
Trajani.
sword. I pull the sword out and I cast. And I have light.
Well,
bright light shine throughout the room.
I will say, as soon as he insulted Duro, Merrick's gonna slam his hands on the table.
Dora jumps a little bit.
Table falls a little quiet. Your hands you're big now, so that does cause some attention.
Yeah.
It's 4 hands hitting the table at once.
Yeah. Okay. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to point this out. The rear is not the coward's position. It's where you put your smartest and your strategist at. You put your strong at the front. If we put our strategist at the front and they die, we're cutting the head off a fucking snake and we're all gonna die. So how about you quit crying and you listen to Doro?
Make a persuasion
Damn.
check at advantage or intimidation, your choice. Pretty good,
Intimidation.
Pretty
I
good.
got advantage on intimidation. And I'm glad I got
Kinda
advantage.
gave me butterflies there, James.
16.
16, pretty good. My apologies. All I am saying is, in terms of the front, My argument is, we have the most powerful cavalry in the world. Our entire army is mounted. We can hit very hard and very fast. It is my argument. They cannot move as fast as we can.
You don't know what traps could be set. They might have a counter for your cavalry. Save the cavalry. They might need to move in if they try to counter us.
So with how fast the greenskins were running, and for how long they were running, I mean,
they're not slow by any means, but they're not cavalry fast.
yeah.
Remember, they were keeping up with 40 feet per second because the cart was moving at a slower pace because it was in sand. So.
Yeah, but then they ran like miles, right? They kept that pace for miles.
Great. Their cardio
all of
amazing. Yeah, their cardio is naturally amazing. Doesn't mean that their burst speed is amazing. But
This is over the table. Where's the red orcs?
there's only one that you know of in existence, and it's Barty.
Okay. Alright.
And he's sitting silently, like he normally does, just listening and making sure anyone doesn't do anything fushwazy.
Get insight on Barty. See if he knows about like war strategies, or
It's
just
a difficult insight to make. So here's what I'm gonna say. You're not gonna be able to get much from an insight. One, because he's fully plated. When he's in the council chamber, nothing's visible except for maybe the slits where his eyes are. But you can make a history check based off of your conversation with him in the training yard.
17.
17. What were you gonna say, Merrick?
I'm just gonna ask the queen
But
what
actually,
her idea is, not her underlings.
We'll get
What
to
her
that.
opinion would be.
We'll get to that in one moment.
21.
21. Barty. I mean,
The dragon.
he could have straight up. I mean, he's strong enough to have beaten pretty much any big boss. He's big enough to intimidate anyone into doing just about anything he wants. He's smart enough to lead armies into battle. I mean, he could have an opinion.
Barty, what do you think? And I raise my hand over to Barty.
He kind of looks at the queen. She kind of gives you a curious look, not like a how dare you or anything, more like she's more interested in why you've asked. Like,
I know he can fight. I know he has intelligence to lead armies. Why shouldn't he have a say?
He has not ever been asked. He has never put forward information, but Barty, would you? He kind of removes his helmet, and as he removes, this is the first time he's removed his helmet in front of the greenskins. You watch as physically possible, as far as physically possible, both of the greenskins in the room, their jaws drop. Tom kind of, you the wrong side, leader.
Jesus.
He sits the axes on the table. Yours. These are supposed to be yours. Barty kind of, I don't want those. You keep them. They're for you and your clan. I turned down my destiny, Greenskin. Don't want it. But I do have an opinion on this specific. The plan is, from what I understand, we're going to kill our way west, more or less. Or conquer, to put it in a more PG term. There's going to be a few towns in between us and the big cities, and when we get to the big cities, we're going to have to fucking siege them and split up. I don't think it matters who takes the front lines. We should adjust that on any given battle. If we're at a point where we need fast movement, you counteract skirmishing and whatnot, cavalry front. If we're static lined, meeting on a battlefield, a big large open plain, greenskin front. It should be adjusted on the fly. This shouldn't even be a conversation. And he kind of realizes he's might have spoken too much, and then be like, "Oh, that's all. Sorry," and puts his helmet back on.
Thank you, Bartu. Now, are we still arguing?
Tom will do what the boss says and what he says.
Well, when he says the boss,
He looks at Merrick.
okay. You got the fight for
You
your,
know,
fight
Merrick's
for your
agreeing
throne
with the
again.
girls. So, I mean, Merrick's automatically analyzes his head going, "Yeah, you know I'm down."
He
Well,
kinda,
it said.
Queen kind of leans forward. Do you have any more complaints, Bastion? And you look at the noble she referred to was the one speaking. I do not believe I can say anything to counteract what. I will muster the armies, and we will, I suppose, preparing.
Ooh.
This is the DM just. I'm not there.
You're not there. What would you? Out of curiosity, what would you have brought up if you were there?
Pretty sure we're supposed to be like,
I would have done an insight check on the nobles to see if they're aligned with if they're gonna backstab or something.
Well, neither here nor
Just 'cause-
there.
Keep your conspiracies to
will
yourself,
a passive
Steven.
of 20 insight get that or no?
You don't see anything
Okay.
that would give you any vibes
Well,
like that. He's clearly
what
not happy about the decision, but he can't logically counteract it.
And I'm guessing we're going to be taking a different approach to get around to the major city.
Well,
So we discussed, right?
that is a good question. What are you? So you? That is.
We're supposed to get to the head. We're supposed to cut off from the major city. If you guys attack the smaller city, we can get around when everything goes to you guys.
What
We
do
can
you?
get around and kill.
But you know something that we should know.
I'm pretty sure we already told them that, right?
We never got to it.
Well, then I tell them everything that we learned. Like, Emperor's the thing to beat.
Thing to beat. You know that. So you also mentioned that
We
one
need
of the cities is already not under control right now, and then they'll be reacting to that soon. Kind of shit. Yep. Okay.
And that we need to, like, change the... Like, transfer souls, kind of, from the Emperor.
Essentially, what you're saying is time is now of the essence. Capitalize on the destruction of that city, and that you need to get to the Emperor, kill him, and if you kill him, the war ends. But if you do it incorrectly, you could wreck our world. Is it what you are saying to me?
Basically.
Kind of see a lot of the nobility of Trajone. They understand. The Greenskins kind of goes over their head a little bit. But the nobility of
Smash.
the nobility of Trajone kind of really tighten up and kind of, holy shit, this is much more than we initially thought in terms of levels of seriousness to the welfare of the.
In Merrick's head, you're gonna hear me say, "Make sure you can see if there are any more allies that we could bring into the fight."
Make sure if there's any more allies we can bring into the fight.
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of on you because you got the stone that for the other guys. I don't know anybody in our area.
Well, you could always ask the queen to see if she knows of any other clans or any other areas that we can
Oh,
possibly.
you want to ask if there's any clans that they know of allies?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I'll ask her if she has any allies she can bring. My bad.
In terms of allies, what we have is close to what we will have. But we will have. This is only one city of Trajone, one kingdom. There are two others. We have 8,000 mounted knights here. We will have 16,000 more. I've already sent letters to meet them at the ends of our territory and march forward. So our total number comes to roughly 16,000 mounted knights, some siege equipment, and not including supply caravans, 20,000 greenskins. A large force, to say the least. We do not know of any other allies we can make along them.
Can Mr. McKnight call on the stone? See if they'll join?
I was gonna wait till you guys met with me, explained everything, and then I would call.
Merrick's been
Thompson.
keeping you filled in.
Yeah, I'm guessing
Oh,
that's gonna have to
Okay.
happen.
Well, then,
Yeah,
I would.
I didn't mention it, but yeah, Merrick's gonna keep you filled in since you're not there.
I would either use a stone to cast for Clumpsing, and if he could, did he respond last time?
Yeah, last
Yeah, he's
Okay.
catatonic. Well, no, not
No,
catatonic.
crippled.
Vegetable.
crippled.
There we go.
Okay.
Same thing.
Continue. I'll do it after you guys are done.
The plan is, so what we need to do now is figure out a way to get. We can take the army, but the problem is we do not want to destroy any of the cities. If we destroy one of the cities, we put the army itself at risk when it is in there. So we need to have the armies basically as what, a distraction. That
That's exactly what we're saying.
So since you're not doing any like major sieges, if you split up into a bunch of smaller groups, large enough to crush opposing forces, but just attack like troop movements, supply chain, stuff like that.
Merrick's gonna point out, if we can set up a huge camp and present a sizable threat, they may respond where we don't have to attack their city.
is
They seem to be responding to the huge armies and sending their armies there. So maybe if we send an army one way and have them show us a threat, we can sneak in another side.
interesting. So this is more or less our last chance. What I'm taking from this. We cannot get to him, the Emperor, and kill him. It is it. Is it
It's either that or we sit back and let them take over the whole world and they have everything.
Okay. You have to give me a moment to process here. Basically, asking me to send all of my finest and then some to a fight that we probably cannot win.
I mean, I have a wish spell that I could use.
That is dangerous. Very dangerous. It can backfire.
Since I've been kept up to date with the going on about
Mr.
this,
McKnight walks in.
Oh, really? I'm walking in.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
am I late?
Wait, oh no, please
Well,
make yourself comfortable.
I think he
Merrick
was.
Sorry, go
I think he was talking to you, but like in his voice.
Were you talking to me?
No.
Yeah, but, okay. I
No,
didn't think
you weren't?
so. I
Okay.
didn't think so.
Merrick has been telling me about the plan so far. Have you guys thought of possibly due to the fact that there are so many enemies in that area, if we were to go to the city that is free right now, and from our experience, most of those individuals that are free from the spell know that they were under the spell, and then were very, very vengeful once getting released. We could possibly receive a sizable alliance with these individuals.
The problem with that is it will take us 2 months to arrive at that city. I know which one you
Oh,
speak of.
You would send your fastest riders and tell them of the plan, and then they would either meet you on the battlefield or they would not.
We will send some outriders to them. If they are willing, then we will take advantage of this. But I have a fear that they might be already brought back under compliance before we arrive. But we will send a few.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. And then I was wondering, do you are there any other tribes of orcs besides your big kingdom in your big kingdom? Pointing at both of the orcs.
We smashed the Long Tusks about 3 months ago. It took most of them, and then the half-tooths that he's been hiding for a long time now. Don't know where they is. Think they went down and fought rats or something. And then the Minotaurs has been split up for years now. Ever since the big boss died. It's
Man,
about
we
the
just-
biggest army in the desert right now.
Yeah, then the Minotaurs just lost a lot.
True.
Yep.
Right.
Was that one of the armies, or
Was it the Minotaur army one of the armies or the whole army?
There's one of the tribes. They're worse than us. They don't ever sit still. They just run and fight and die and run and fight and die. And they never stay in big groups for too long. 1,000 or 2 at most.
Has anyone been able to speak with these individuals?
They don't speak our language. They
Wait,
mostly
What
I,
scream.
language do they speak?
Like
Fans
the-
of
like the-
screamo.
screaming goats is what I'm thinking of.
I'm just thinking them talking like a bunch of screamo, fucking artists.
Has anybody thought about talking to their gods and maybe asking for help?
Do you say that? Do you
Or
say
Do you
that?
say it to me, or do you say that?
I said it across the whole table.
I don't think most people who are normal would, because that's not something that most people would have the ability to do.
I don't speak to no. What do you mean? The queen kind of leans forward. Not all of us have the abilities of your cleric. It is very uncommon for us to even get an answer. Or a sign in the form of an answer or something.
Merrick's just realizing how special maybe Mr. McKnight was like, I thought they could all do that.
I thought
It is
everyone
not-
could do it.
Because that's the only cleric he's ever known.
I do have this one thing. Let's see, where is it?
I don't think normal people have that mindset.
I
We are
speak
very
with,
blessed.
I speak with Anubis every day and every night. But tonight I will talk to him and see if he can give some guidance, and we can or he will give guidance. But and then I'll let you guys know in the morning.
We'll have a week here before we set on the march. And I want to clarify to everyone at this table, including your group. This is it. So you have loved ones. Spend time with them. May not see them again.
I think about my loved ones that are all the way across the continent.
Merrick thinks everyone he knows is gone.
Yeah.
Gonna have to fight them like.
There any other information that could be useful to us? Potential threats
Just
along the way?
talking to the DM. Talking to the DM. Am I
The demon.
correct with my notes? So the Emperor can see through their eyes. It's like a fly, is what you said.
He has the ability to. He's controlling all of them at any given moment. You can assume he can see through them.
So I'm guessing if we kill someone near him, that he'll know that we're near him.
There's a chance, yeah. You have to also
Oh.
remember, it's a gamble in a way. So he's controlling millions. His consciousness is actively controlling millions. So if you kill 1 or 2 way off in the corner, he might miss it. But if you directly are responsible for killing 50, 60, 70, and above, he'll probably know.
Okay. I would relay that to the table.
And then I would also tell the queen literally everything, so then she has all the information. In the McKnight way.
Okay. What other
And-
information would you be giving?
Spill the beans.
The beans.
Anything
All
that
of it.
wasn't anything that wasn't said, all of it.
Okay.
all the
I'm gonna let
information.
you.
The Skull Mage.
I'm gonna let you fill that in.
Skull Mage,
Now
the,
we're gonna be
oh,
here for a while if
We're
he
gonna
does
be here for a long
that.
time.
So
yeah.
Let's
So-
just give me some key points, because maybe I'm
Okay,
forgetting.
so
the Eternal Skull Mage.
scrying to the
Remember,
individuals.
you can't scry anymore.
No, I'm not scrying, but
Yeah.
when I did in the past, the walk through the dungeon, the temple, the what else? Oh, everything that the dwarf said, everything the green that happened with the green orcs, basically anything that was missed. But that's
I would add in the Skull Mage, the Eternal being on their side, basically. That's what I'll
also let her know about the rats, and like previous things. So, the rats, the sorcerer stones, the black dragon, the red gem,
and I can't die.
my vase that I lost.
I'm sure you can die.
Yeah, you can definitely.
I mean, as in, I can't die, or else they
Hmm.
basically
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
type of way.
Actually, I think Elias should stay here.
Oh, wait.
Cause like,
Yeah. At that mention, the mention of what your ties to this is. Wait a minute. You're going to go. You're basically going to take yourself to the place where they need you to make him a god. That's what you're saying.
It's not what I'm saying.
I also would have relayed that to her.
I think that we should trade Elias out for someone of equal power, and just have Elias stay here. Someone with similar fighting capabilities, and we just move on.
Elias Nate now takes the form of the red orc.
You see her kind of sit back and kind of.
Can't exactly take Elias there.
So basically, they are going to try and rip the soul from you and bring back a god so that the emperor can eat the god. And also there is a undead army somewhere, roaming around, and you also have apparently stones on you filled with thousands of souls. And there is apparently when the archmages are either a undead lich of that one I met of incredible power, or a dragon.
It was that one.
Straight up dragon.
He has 1,000. He has 1,000 soldiers also on the move to an undisclosed location.
1,000 for when was it? When did you last see that?
It would have been a few weeks ago.
Few weeks is a
Week
long
ago?
time for it, Necro.
Or well, I don't know how long did I
Few
see
weeks
it
is been
ago?
about
A
few
week.
weeks,
Yeah.
few weeks.
Okay.
It's a long time for it, for months. It does a lot more by now.
He said we're gonna be here a week, right?
We have a week.
Oh well.
We have to get ready. We have a week to gather. It's going to take us a week to get the supply train ready.
Merrick's
If-
gonna go ahead and leave the council with the greenskins,
If you
and
had
let me know that he's heading over to the workshop to start gearing up weapons for them and helping build the supplies they need, with the help
Eh.
of the greenskins with them.
But if you had at least 1,000 gold, or a crystal ball, or a silver mirror, or a font filled with font filled with holy water, I don't even know what a font is, or a font filled
It's
with
like a
holy
cup.
water, I could see where this army is.
You have a ball of crystal.
Would you like me to see where this army is?
We can. Let us conclude this council. You three, make your troops ready, supply caravan, all of that. Get it ready. Make sure you have enough food for the pack horses and the drakes. Arrows, lots of those. Extra lances, barding, all that good stuff. Tom, was it? Yeah, he's Tom. You, I don't think you need much preparation, do you? No, he's ready now. Hey, well then, we'll let you know when we're going to move. I think other than that, I think we can dismiss this council, Barty and Mr. Mc.
A
Yes,
font
sir.
is
Okay.
actually just a fountain or
Oh.
a spring of water.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I did not know that. Damn. So a spring of water can do this. Holy water. So someone would have
Spring,
made that
a
spring.
spring of holy water. Yeah, it's kind of.
Spring of
Yeah,
holy water.
or a fountain of holy water. So like,
Okay.
kind of cool.
Quick question: Can I like think of any way to make me shoot faster? Like adding like a
Feathers to your bow.
no, like putting like armbands with like arrows on them, so I can just grab them like easily instead of like going back here.
Like an automatic crossbow, like
No?
the
Okay.
Babylonian automatic
I mean,
crossbows.
if
Did
you
you-
just
know
hold
about
hold
those?
the arrows.
Yeah, probably already
You'd have to
holding
have
the
a new
arrows.
thing made, is what would have to happen. And in a week,
you-
it's very difficult to troubleshoot something like that.
Did you know about that? The Babylonians had an automatic crossbow, so basically they
Yeah, it
had
was
like
gravity fed, right?
yeah, it was gravity fed crossbow that like basically they just
You just
kept
picked
on
it up.
going.
Yeah, you just picked it up and put it
But
down.
but I'm a bow. I don't
Crazy.
have a.
Yeah.
Well, I know,
We can
but
make that bow into a crossbow.
you just clap to the side, clap.
I'm guessing you already did. No, because
So-
I can't because it's like a tool belt thing.
Yeah.
like,
it's
expands.
it's definitely a Batman
Ah.
kind of a device for sure.
Nice.
If you could have a couple people try to figure out a good wording for a wish spell.
If we spell wording, you want me to? I don't think anyone in the
I mean-
kingdom has used wish for hundreds of years.
I mean, literally any person who has is somewhat intelligent, then they can just run by a group of people.
I'm gonna
Crap.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna tell you this, Brandon. DM's not gonna make your wish spell for you.
I'm not asking the DM. I'm asking the city of people who
Yeah.
don't want to die.
DM's not gonna do it.
Brandon already has a wish spell made. Toro doesn't. Toro doesn't have chat GPT.
What was the last one to know?
What?
About
Making shoot-
making a or shooting
I
faster?
think we shoot faster,
Yeah.
but he said we can't make it in a week.
I mean, you can definitely
It would-
make it.
I mean, with a bow, it would
I'll
basically
definitely
just
ask
be.
him.
But guaranteeing its stability in a week is tough.
I mean, with a bow, it's mainly just about technique, about how you shoot it. Because if you're just drawing from your back every time, then it's gonna be
Just
slower
throw
than
in
if
3 or
you
4 arrows.
hold
Well,
four.
there's in real life there's an actual setup for a bow, so it's it's a clip fit.
But it's also I have like a Batman thing where I just like I do that and it just appears.
Yeah, you
kind
wouldn't
of.
have the bonuses you have with your bow. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
we
It would
wouldn't be able
just
to
a
set it
normal
up on your
device.
magic bow. We'd have to set it up on your
It would-
other bow.
It would literally have to be a regular ass weapon with it just shoots faster, so the lightning
Huh.
damage wouldn't carry through, the spell wouldn't carry through, all that good stuff. Potentially as a breakable device, as opposed to yours can only be broken through extreme magic.
Gunslinger.
That's the thing about gunslingers; they don't need magic because they shoot stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm definitely gonna fix my rifle, and I can't find that shotgun you were talking about.
The double barrel musket. I'll have to look for it, and I can probably get it to your sheet. Yeah. So, yeah, with that, Mr. McKnight and Barty are pulled aside to one of the side chambers of the throne room, kind of like a mystic arts kind of bullshit chamber. Lots of older scrolls filling up a shelf. Several like alchemical stations and with like herbs and like various ingredients, and then there's a crystal ball and a on a round table. Corner. This is where I would usually scry if I needed to, but it can be taxing sometimes. I do not do that often. If you know this individual and you would like to give it a shot, go for it.
Oh,
But be careful.
yes. Yes. And I will go for it. Let's see.
So you cast the spell scry and put your hands on the crystal ball.
I do.
Yeah.
Your vision starts to travel, following at a pace too fast to note landmarks or anything, but to know that you are moving at a very high speed towards what you're seeking. At least that's what you assume. You keep traveling a bit further and further, and through the speed, it's very hard to make things out in any sort of detail. But you quickly note you've left the green and approached a gray background, and your vision stops in a throne room. See silver eyes, silver skin, large, hulking individual with a robe pulled over and tight, staring back at you. The Emperor.
Oh. Hello, Ra.
Ra. Yeah, that was a funny one, wasn't it?
Can I speak through this or no?
You can thank.
Okay, I think. Okay.
It's not gonna
Oh, what is not gonna work?
plan.
What plan?
I just read it all. You don't have
You
enough.
read. You read what?
You know why I showed myself to you? What would it be now? 60-ish years ago. Chapel. You were learning.
I actually been pondering that. Why did you show yourself to me?
Because it takes a mind of interest to become an archmage in the Marin Empire. None of my sons are biological, although he killed one and one just killed himself. They have to be able to perceive things and be able to affect things with brutality that many minds aren't able to. For us to come together as a world to be able to hope to stand against the real threat, we have to have brutal leaders. And when I found you and read your history through you mind, and I saw what you did when you were younger, and although it was untempered and raw in nature, skills can be useful. The killing of animals is not that disgusting. Many people think that makes you a disturbing child. Realistically, it was more of a curiosity, and although maybe you found some joy in it, that's not that bad in the grand scheme. I know you're trying to find information out about Manfred, trying to adopt it, but you can help me still. I know I lied to you, and I know I was raw for a long time, but you have to understand that this isn't about this continent. This is about life on this planet that I made. This is about world that I built. I built all of this fight. I didn't build it to live in peace and that's
Why'd
why
you build?
I brought it.
Why'd you build?
Good.
Why'd you build to fight, and not enjoy the life that you made? If you truly wanted to be worshipped for the being that you are, which is a powerful being, I commend you. You are one of the most powerful beings there is. Why would you not want the love of your creations,
Because
us?
the love doesn't keep us alive, Iris.
What
Does
does?
Power keeps us.
Love is power. Wouldn't you do anything for someone you love? That is power. That person holds power.
Watch that ideology kill my species. Second chance.
Love? Love or hate? So you're willing to sacrifice your followers to what? What
Not
is your
sacrifice
in?
them, I'm trying to save them. This isn't followers. I'm not after worship. I don't want to be loved or worshipped. I don't want to be feared or hated either. I don't want any recompense towards myself. I want to be able to fight and win.
What are you fighting against?
Came here, I can show you. I can show you the entire truth. True threat isn't in the astral. It isn't in the abyss with the demons or hell with the devils. In the flux. In the stars. It eats everything it comes in contact with. And it killed me and my people. And if we can't come together under my plan, the only person who knows the threat, all this love be eaten.
What? Why don't you just say that instead of having your individuals drink a potion and have them unwillingly under your control?
Look at you and your friends. Would you say anything about you and your group is normal?
No, nothing about our lives are normal. I envisioned helping individuals on the road and helping animals and plants and creating life, and it seems as though I only create death now. And it seems as though that is because, in part, from your doing.
You look at friends and know that they're not normal, then you can accept this truth a bit easily. If I told every person who was a farmer, every shopkeep, that they were created from a bottle in a laboratory with technology far beyond their understandings, and that they were created to serve in an army to fight against an evil that would eat every species in the universe, you think they'd believe me or be able to handle such a heavy truth?
I think that you should give them the opportunity to feel the way they feel, and if they can't handle it, then you just you figured out what you need to figure out, and you would go about doing your way, which is the way you're doing it now, or you could just do it the other way for a little bit and see if it works out.
Okay, Mr. Nate. Iris. I haven't it all. Don't understand how serious. You won't be able to scry anymore how many and know that out of everyone who's going, you connection is cut.
How do? Oh, I was gonna ask him, how do we meet? Okay. I relay that to the Empress.
Queen.
The Queen, sorry. And then I relay that to Merrick and everyone else.
Merrick kind of annoyed because he's working in a shop, but yes, he will relay everything.
Yeah, Merrick, you're just like, more or less.
While fucking sitting over here
Yeah.
fixing something and just hears it in his head. Hey, tell everybody this.
Yeah.
God damn it. You said we're here for a week?
Yeah, we.
I'm gonna spend my time looking through their scrolls for the flux and for entities that could eat worlds.
Flux, you find information. The flux is space. It's the stars around the planet. That's what the flux. The flux is rumored to be traveled, but no one's done it just yet.
Lies.
At least not that Trajan is aware of. Entities that can eat worlds.
I rolled a 16 on perception, or should I do insight for seeing if he was telling the truth or lying?
Insight, that would be.
Good luck.
Natural 20.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna physically describe this individual to you. They're hunched over. You can tell by the hunch because most of their body is covered up by a robe. They are, while being hunched over, still standing at about 7 feet. And it's a heavy hunch, like Hunchback of Notre Dame kind of hunch. Their skin is silver. Their hair is pearl white with a reflection to it. And their eyes are literally, they look like they're made of mercury. Constant moving fluid. To be able to insight an individual like that and determine that they're lying would be like looking at a Martian and knowing what they're thinking when you're from Earth. So I will say, even with a natural 20, it is difficult to discern if they are lying or not. But I will say his voice seemed very serious.
Okay.
I can't wait for the plot point to be revealed where he's being used.
Is the Queen and anyone still in there?
She initially reacts to what you just tell her as, he's a drowning man will say whatever he can to get them. But if he is telling the truth, then we have a choice. Commit to him and be puppets for eternity. Fight this evil later. Only he is lying. Then they leave.
I would like to point out that I rolled an intelligence check to see how complex my wish spell could be. I rolled a natural 1 for a 3, so if I ever use this wish spell, it's gonna be very bare bones.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna cast sending to him.
To the Emperor?
He said I couldn't scry.
I would also
You're
tell you
gonna bother him?
you're probably not gonna get a response.
Okay. I'm gonna say it anyways. How would we meet?
Trying to think. Trying to think.
I'd like to point out that if he approached Doro with that, there'd be a few wants, but he would 100% believe him and be like, "Oh yes, how do we do this? I don't have magic. Oh well, I'm useless." Okay, I'm gonna keep talking so you can't think.
Please stop.
I'll be right back.
I don't think he responds.
But I'll send another sending spell to him. I'll say, but if you do want to meet, I am willing.
I don't think you.
How tall are you, Mr. McKnight?
I'm 7 feet, I
7
think.
feet when you're a pure bold form.
Yeah, one for yeah.
How tall are you
But
when
I'm-
you're in human form? You usually only travel in human.
But I am orc right now. I adopt the closest resemblance to whatever area
Okay.
I'm in. So even with the dwarves, I was a human, but like when I was with Dragonborn, there would have been a Dragonborn. When I was with elves, I would have been an elf. Actually, I probably would have been Furbolg then because elves don't. They're kind of intertwined.
Well,
Yeah, no, okay. So 7 feet's a good size.
what are you? Okay.
I'm adjust the shield.
What are you working on right now, Merrick? What are all the things? you're
After he
building weak-
fixes his gun, he's gonna adjust the shield to 7 feet.
Okay.
And then he's gonna put the driver's seat as Mr. McKnight
to fit
and
him.
put his seat on the side.
Okay.
Yeah, because Merrick's usually gonna be scouting ahead, flying now.
I'm guessing
I'll
your
be
seat
the-
is like
I'll be
massive.
the only one that actually needs the
The
vehicle.
cart. Yeah.
Nice.
I need the cart.
Dude, no,
Yeah, you can
don't.
fly.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah, you also have Long Strider.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Then
I say
Brandon-
everybody else can move
Brandon can
really
pretty much
fast.
run as
Oh,
fast
I
as
wanted
the-
to. I wanted to give you a little something, Elias. Your HP does reset when you transform. I decided
Oh,
to
okay.
change my mind on that. So your HP does reset when you.
Thank you.
I wanted to balance things.
Talking about HP, Mr. McKnight and I have the highest hit points out of the group, and we have the
What's your
same.
hit points?
the same hit
113.
points? Jesus.
What's your AC?
I imagine you took tough.
Yeah.
Great feat. I love that feat.
Huh.
Yeah, but without tough, I'd be in the 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, my AC is 17.
21. Without any spells.
Okay. You guys have a week. Merrick is working on the cart. Is there anything else you're working on, Merrick?
Yeah, I just can't remember what it is. Come back to me.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Doro.
I-
Okay, Nate.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready now.
Okay, Doro.
Okay. I would be with Kalen for majority of the time. Obviously sparring with Elias if he's still okay with that.
Yeah.
And I would just talk at her unconscious body on occasion, just informing her of like what's going on, about how fucking crazy shit is and how it's getting crazier somehow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Building a
Basically.
world here. Oh, you can't build Rome in a day. Okay. Most of when she does wake up, it's literally bare functions. It's like she's sleepwalking, doing actions just long enough to sustain herself, and then right back out. Except for the last day. The last day you're in town. You're probably getting ready to leave at this point. And as you're walking out the door for the final time, at least, assuming you don't come back,
Better say the final time. Oh god.
She kind of, you feel her hand lightly grab yours. You can see she's barely there, but she is there. I so
Under normal circumstances, Doro would probably get red in the face, become uncomfortable. But in this moment, Doro just says, "I'm glad that you saw."
kind of, you can tell she's trying to squeeze, and there's just not a whole lot of muscle there to do it with. Just come back. Maybe we can.
I'll try my best, and I'll give her a kiss on the forehead.
Okay.
And I leave.
Doesn't take her long to fall back asleep. Elias.
I'll be basically hyping up Gwendolyn
Oh.
and probably coming out every day just to like practice with her.
Okay. I'd say the only one who in the party who could probably handle that in melee would be Barty. Or not in the party, but in your, I would say, inner circle of trust.
Yeah, I would ask him.
Yeah. Merrick, you can shoot more shit, but in Dragon, he'll rip you apart in melee.
I can
Yeah, I
fly
was gonna
past
say
him.
like I could probably like fly next to him, like
Yeah,
get
that's
him
true.
used to flying.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the flying, he can help you with the flying. That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I would be hyping her up, and then afterwards, I'd be like, after this, you got your wish.
What wish?
No more fighting.
You have thought about what happens to the souls if we do stop the ritual?
We just sit there.
They won't. Being held in place. They're going to go somewhere. I have to ask, what do you think would be best? We put them to rest?
Probably put them back. They weren't doing any harm.
Threat will always be there. That's the epitome of jealousy, anger, and entitlement. Evil. She has one avatar. If she gets her second back, it's not world ending, but bad.
Whatever you think, I'm with it. I trust you.
else you would like to do over there?
Just practice.
Merrick?
Merrick, in the daytime, for half the day, he's gonna work on projects. He's gonna go around and ask everybody if they need their weapons fixed, maintenance done on them, and any improvements they want to make. And for part of the time, he's gonna go to Nate and talk about flying together, practice flying, so he can get used to his wings too.
Okay.
And he's gonna practice the swordsmanship he got from Oceanus and practice shooting. And at night, he's just gonna work on the vase and go to the church and see if he can find anything on how to power these up.
Give me an investigate.
While praying to the god that probably helped build these, which would be the forging god. He only got an 8.
It's hard to find anything outside of historical texts from the old Kalishton kingdom. I would say, unfortunately. McKnight.
All right. First thing, I'm going to, well, I'm the pray every morning and night, but I'm going to, the first prayer is going to be very specific and seeking a response from Anubis. And it's going to be in regards to holding a court for all the gods to convene and explain what is going on and having to do with the flux and the monster or the entity that eats worlds, and that it'll be now that they would need to, or I'll ask them if they could assist and dabble this one time to save this world and all of their followers.
Where are you at when you do this?
I would be would be It'll probably be on. I'd probably be outside the castle at night. It would be. It's either going to be in the oldest temple or in the in a bare street or bare like a alleyway or crossroad or something.
You're sending out calls to Anubis for a days at this empty streets. With no answers, I have to ask, is there any point you get frustrated?
No.
No.
No. I continue to reach out, and I know that he's there. I know that he's dealing with things, so I'm being patient. I continue believing that he will eventually either respond or reach out, or if he doesn't, then I'll take his silence as a you got this.
On the 6th day, in a dark alley, literally no one else around, come to the end of your calling out, accepting that you won't receive an answer to. You hear from what would be the other end of the valley a voice. Patience won't do you very good when odds.
What could I do?
Find a path.
I
It's
will
not coming
then
from your head, by the way. That's being by someone there.
I will walk toward that person or
Yeah.
something.
In about 10 feet, and you recognize the large, hunched form.
My God. And then I bow down. Anubis.
No.
No?
Large, hunched, veiled in shadow, silhouetted,
Oh.
very similar to Scry from not too long ago.
Wow. Damn. You're here. I didn't expect you when I didn't hear an answer, I didn't think that you would
Not all
You'd-
the way here. I'm not here for very long. What do you want to know? Told you the truth.
the entity that eats worlds, and the path that you're wanting to go on, will they ever become free?
Very good question. Freedom can only be won, not given.
And how do we defeat this entity?
Of this world is it knows. Terraformed it, and all species populate today as it's in the cosmos. You know what a ley line is.
No.
A ley line is a part of a continent, usually a breaking point of tectonic plates, but sometimes it can have other influences. Specifically, a way to breach into the wind of magic. This world filled with ley lines, but that's not the reason it was chosen. It sits on what would be considered a cosmic ley line and has a font of magic in it brighter than anyone I've seen. We couldn't beat them with technology. Advanced weapons. Path would abuse if we can win, there will be freedom, but not for hundreds of nations. Project takes time. I can assure you, I can keep you alive to see the end result. But the average sheep, cattle, they won't. Cogs in the machine. When you make it to my throne and meet me in person and understand what I am. I'll allow you to make your decision then. But know that that will be your only chance. And your friends won't be coming.
Why not?
Steps back. And the apparition of his form dissolves in shadows.
I'll head back to the palace. Just thinking about that the whole time. Thinking about the interaction, thinking about how everything that transpired with the gods and with the, was it Eternal? Is that what it was?
Eternal, yeah.
Eternal. And the Eternals and everything I know about this, everything that I've read, everything that was told, to clear for DM to clear up the waters. Mr. McKnight would know what exactly about Eternals and what about the gods.
The gods. Okay, so the gods. I'd have to ask what you're wanting to know
So,
specifically.
did the Eternals come first or the gods?
On this world specifically, from the information you've received, the Eternals came first. And from what the Eternal that you have met said, it was only him. He referred to the fact that he, not they, created multiple times. So, inference on that is he's probably alone in that sense.
Okay.
And
And he
what
also said in our past conversation that he died and they died and his people died. So is he dead right now? Or did he come back?
I don't think you'd be able to glean insight into that information. Been told.
Okay. So understand that he died and his people died. He came back. Can I infer that his people also came back?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Okay. And he created the individuals, created this world, and the world created the gods, right?
Bingo. The people specifically,
And
yeah.
the people created the gods, and the gods tried to overthrow him.
No, I don't think that's happened necessarily. I think. Are you talking about specifically what happened with Raw?
No. So why is he why is he against the gods versus? Because I thought that there was something with that.
Yeah, because when we were in the chamber with like the court with all the gods, he said like they killed him or something like that. I believe.
They said they ever stopped Raw from finishing what he should have finished.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He said he was killing Eternals.
So basically, maybe that was a miscommunication. More or less, what happened with Raw is Raw's destiny was directly tied to the Calistone Empire. And when that fell to pieces, I actually have to rehash this in my head real quick, just to make sure I'm saying this right, so it's said correctly and not misinterpreted. Let me think for a moment. In fact, this would be a good moment for us to take a quick break so I can go to the bathroom and kind of think this over. So I'm going to go ahead and put the stream on pause. So BRB.
Alrighty.
I'm going to
has the fucking baseball bat. He was giving me those types of
Negan?
vibes.
Oh, Negan,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like he will do what he has to.
Carl.
Coral. Yeah.
Girl.
I got a snack. I got a fat piece of whipped cheesecake.
Oh, damn, that was good. Oh my god. Oh.
Hey, can we extend this break? I need to go
Okay,
get
just
something.
wait.
Yeah, give me a second.
We're actually already live again.
Nope. See ya.
Oh, I got a little bit on my.
Oh, great. Now, great. Now
Oh,
it's gonna
yes, that's
sound
hot.
horrible. Awesome. Now talk.
Hello.
Okay, it's the same.
Just to make sure. Move this a bit out of the way so I don't fuck it up.
Move it closer. Move it closer.
In the wind.
Come on, get all up in. Are we live right
Yeah.
now? Or are we still on pause?
Yep, we're live.
Oh, shit.
So good.
I'm gonna continue
I'll wait for him to.
knacking on my.
Yeah, I'll wait for him to get back before I explain this.
Oh, the bugles that have been there for 3 days.
Yeah. Because no one's gonna fucking eat them.
Yeah, I'm trying to lose weight, and bugles aren't gonna help.
That's why I'm eating them. Because we had that conversation about you trying to lose weight.
Yeah, that's exactly why you're eating them.
No, that's the reason. Sure.
Thank you for the help, Brandon.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah. We'll It took me
The
a
same
minute.
reason why.
What I was thinking about, I was trying to remember.
You okay?
The wrong pipe.
Like usual.
One thing at a time. Don't try to speak when drinking fluids after eating a cream pie.
So it's whipped cheesecake. So basically, I just had to re-educate myself on a few things before I talked about it again. I want to make sure I got it right. So we'll wait for Mr. McKnight to return before we go over it, so I don't have to explain it twice.
Oh yeah. By the way,
We're
just when
back.
it said he would tell us about the first 2 encounters with him telling us that the plan won't work and stuff.
Yeah.
And I would have like hyped up her about him being scared and stuff like that.
Well, Brandon left, so now I have to wait even longer.
I'll be right back.
I knew.
I'll be right back.
I did that because I saw the door open.
So to re-explain basically how that whole situation in the council went. From the discussion, he was basically taking jabs at the gods because Ra tried to stop him from resetting the world, more or less, to start over. And Ra was punished heavily for that in the sense that he was destroyed and his founding people destroyed because gods aren't supposed to intervene. So,
Okay.
kind of hypocritical in their own sense, but either way, that's what you know.
So, being that I've spoken to this Eternal for years before he revealed himself,
Yeah.
and I just met with him face to face. Is there a way I can glean any type of insight on to see if he's doing this maliciously or if he's actually trying to be like for the greater good, like Thanos type of stuff?
Tell you this. The best comparison would be Thanos. Obviously, fucked up, but with their own reason. A villain with a reason. Very atypical nowadays, but you don't know. You haven't seen this stuff he's talking about. You don't know exactly what he's referring to, and you've seen them do horrible things. Him and his cattle, as he referred to them.
And you know he killed my parents.
You know his son killed him.
He is the
Okay.
shepherd.
Are we all his children?
In a
Since he
sense,
technically created us?
in a way.
Yeah, technically we're all created by him.
To be
I was like, 'cause
Cattle.
he keeps saying his sons. Like, did he get busy with his creations to make them
he get
more
busy.
defined as their son?
Interesting.
All right. Well, I'll go back to the.
Interesting.
I'm
This
just
is
trying to clarify.
this is
'cause he
crucial
called him
information.
His son.
That will unravel this entire plot if he gives us this information.
As I've noticed he's got a couple different breeds here now.
So
'Cause- So he said that like we were grown out of like we're basically test tube babies, and then that was like the start of our races, right?
more or less.
All right.
I wonder if one of us got a little bit of eternal in him.
No, write down everything that transpired from the last time I was writing stuff down with him. Make sure everything is in detail. And I'm just gonna look over all my past writings and try and glean insight. I'm actually going to cast this spell. It's where is it? Oh, God.
Immune.
Immune. Yep. I'm gonna cast a spell. Who answers?
Commune.
Hmm?
Depends on who you're asking.
So I can
Based-
ask.
Based on you, but it's specifically with deities.
So not an eternal can't answer this.
They're not gods.
So,
They're not
gods,
divine.
okay.
He is getting there, but not divine.
why would he want to be a god when Eternals?
So that was
Better
Well,
explained
he's
to you.
basically better than God.
That was explained. That was explained to you already.
Okay.
So that was explained by what's his face? Asgul, the previous axe holder of the previous Grumsh axe holder. So basically, his plan is to take specifically the trickster's spot because that's been vacant for a while. And with the trickster's gifted abilities, he would be able to influence. His control over things would go beyond his alchemical creation. Would give him control over things much easier and much broader. So that's why.
So I'm gonna reach
Does
out
that
to what's the oldest god I know of?
Who was all there? Oldest? Anubis Morden.
Okay, so
They were
Anubis
both-
was there in the beginning.
Anubis is pretty old in terms of god. He's not the oldest, but I think he's the only one you've met. The oldest one you've met.
Okay. I'm going to think of my 3 questions. You can continue. I'm gonna think of my 3 questions I want to ask.
Okay. Well, at this point, we're already at the week ending.
Okay.
So
Then, so I'm gonna contact him, and I'll ask him. Hello, Anubis. I was just spoken to by the Eternal, and he said that in the flux there are beings that will eat this world. Is this true?
I'm gonna have to look at that description.
Yes or no?
I know that much.
Okay.
I'm looking. I gotta look at it for. Unclear.
Um, okay.
Would I, so as a DM, would I understand that if I asked him a one side or a side question like, "Am I doing the right thing?" Would he fall on the side of? Would he give me an honest answer, or would he give me a like, "Oh yeah, of course you're doing the right thing. You're doing the thing for me," type of stuff?
That would be for you to determine.
Okay. And then I will ask him, are we doing the right thing by unseating this Eternal?
Yes.
Are you able to reach out to anyone else, including gods, to help us unseat this Eternal?
No.
My last question.
Yep.
And with that, Mr. McKnight is even more dumbfounded that he is unwilling to even ask, or if there's a god out there that can help fight a fight that they should be fighting.
It is the dichotomy of your relationship, mortals' relationships with deities. Because realistically, if they all came together, they could do whatever they wanted.
Mhm.
The inner workings of deities is a mystery to typically. And obviously they have some sort of bureaucratic rule just in place that restricts them. Because they can do whatever they want. An interesting thought for someone who doesn't completely understand their nature to think about in Mr.
Okay.
And it's almost hypocritical in a mortal sense for them to ask you to do things that they can't. Either way, we'll move on from this point. It's heavy
I
lore.
think he's just scared of dying.
This heavy lore rehashing. You find yourselves at this point at the end of the week. Modifications to the card have been completed, retrofitted specifically to Mr. McKnight. Training undertaken, answers reveal more questions. Reveal more answers, reveal more questions. And the army and several dozen supply wagons are mustered outside the gates of La Petite, and the march begins. It takes, give me one moment, I'm going to pull up the map.
Are we not gonna have like, goblin counters? Get
Yeah,
ambushed by a pack of wolves or anything like that?
pack of wolves, yeah.
Maybe a
Yeah.
couple chickens.
Yeah. You guys get attacked by some wyverns. They die instantly.
We get attacked by that one squirrel that Shadow tried to kill.
It's like when you go through World of Warcraft and you go to like those like level like 1 to like 5 areas. You're like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, that's
They
Are
just
you
leave you
talk-
alone.
Are you talking about when we went hunting?
Yeah.
That's not-
Yeah, you just see him pull up with like a pack of like 100 squirrels, like
they're all wearing
"Come back,
acorn armor.
motherfuckers!"
you you guys
Please.
make your way from La Petite, and after about 3 weeks of travel, you guys arrive at the very end of the desert. Starting to see patches of grass on the sides of the road and whatnot, and you come to a small town. already waiting for you is another host of Trajoni cavalry and their supply caravans. And after sitting and waiting for a few days, the third host of Trajon arrives in support, marching forward with an army of 38,000 warriors, whether they be mounted or not. This is it. The final
Clown? No.
march, I would say.
My final night alive.
Are we splitting off?
Not yet.
I would have relayed to. I think I already did that. They know our plan.
Yeah.
Or he knows our plan.
You all travel deeper and deeper into the Empire. It is snowing. Winter is here, and it has taken some time for you to reach the next town, or the first large town in the Empire. No armies are encountered along the way. No one is encountered along the way. This town is empty. Some torches are even still lit. The ones that for long-term use, the braziers on the wall. But there's no one there. Not a single soul.
It blows up.
Go to the next town, and the next town, and the next town.
Well, before we go to each town, can we inspect to see if there's like the sigils and stuff like that in there?
No, there's none of that in there.
Okay.
Yep. Every town that you pass is empty. As if every resident in the town grabbed all their shit they could in 10 minutes and left. Actually, more apt would be they grabbed nothing and left.
Should we take a different route? Might take a little time, but I don't like a route where we don't find nobody.
It seems as though the Emperor is wanting us to directly come to him with no resistance.
Yeah, I don't like a bad guy who says, "Hey, come this way. I'm letting you go."
The snow.
Or he's pulling all of
It's
his
like-
troops back.
It's like that story
Rick-
where they open the gates and they're like, "Hey, come on in," and then the enemy army turned around. I think it was a trap, but really they had no one there.
Mr.
You-
McKnight is starting to think that the Emperor may or may not be a bad guy.
You all pass about a dozen towns. What you should have seen is small pockets of resistance. And then some of the larger towns, potential sieges that had to be taken place. Farmlands surrounding these towns, and as you get further into the Empire, the farmlands become very dense. Miles and miles of wheat, corn, and other crops abandoned. Livestock also abandoned. Horses, cows, pigs, chickens, roaming free and unsupervised.
So, would I be able to speak to a livestock and see if they can tell me which way that the people went?
You can. I will say you approach, let's just say, a horse, because they're smarter than pigs and cows and chickens. In a basic sense, with Speak with Animals, a horse would be able to give you a direction. Because that's what they're able to do. This horse understands what you're asking. It understands the question and is unable to answer.
Can I look at the ground and see where the footprints may be heading?
A lot of these roads are paved.
Especially
Nobody
with
walked off the
snowfall.
road. They all walked in a single file line. Is what you're saying?
I mean, snowfall's fresh,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, it is snowfall too. Yeah.
Yeah. No tracks. Not on a paved road. And the snow has they've either been gone long enough where the snow's covered it up, or they, that's the only option that makes any sense.
Okay,
Well, they
so
got
Merrick's
mass
gonna
teleportation.
probably start flying in the air and looking around for stuff.
Around for stuff. Are you going to continue to do that going forward, or are you just going to do that here?
Yeah, I don't really get any negative side effects for flying, so yeah, I'll go ahead and fly.
Okay.
From now on, just keep linked up with everybody.
Everyone, you're about 100 miles away from the first large major city outside the core of the Empire, Ariston. The top of the river, at the edge of a lake. The snows have begun to fall heavily. You've been traveling for approximately months. Merrick, you see how would I describe this? You're looking down on the concession of carts. The cavalry ride in tandem with the baggage trains, and the orcs kind of loosely in larger groups follow along the sides. A long snake is what you're looking at of your armies, winding and whatnot down the roads and dealing with whatever obstructions they can. It is something that only you see from your height, and it is only visible at the last moment. You saw it once before, but on a much smaller scale. Back in Parver. A fight with undead giants that nearly led to Mr. McKnight dying. Purple runic symbols coming from seemingly nowhere. You see, underneath what has already been trodden upon by the procession, seemingly invisible runes flashing to life. The wheels of the cart are grabbed by hands long dead and halted to a stop. And in moments, the entire host is assaulted on all sides by the undead. That is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Let's go.
Damn.
I would like to thank those of you who watched for watching, and until